Hey you, now I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, James, how do I know that this life I'm experiencing is real and I didn't just get hit by a truck 10 years ago and suffered such severe brain damage that I slipped into a coma, and out of such boredom for being in my vegetative state, my imagination and my mind created this reality for me to enjoy, to escape said boredom. Now listen, this is a question that we've all been dealing with recently, and I honestly don't know what's worse. The fact that we actually have no way of working out whether the life we're living is real and not just a figment of someone else's or our own imagination. Or that if I really am in a coma and this is just like the life that I've imagined to escape the boredom of being in a coma, this is the best fucking life that I could think of. That is pretty depressing. And if this really is my imagination to escape the boredom of being in a coma, that also means that my imagination created Justin Bieber and Miley Cyrus, in which case, I fucking hate myself. Although if this life really is just my imagination, that means that I also imagined Inception, which I think makes me a genius. And I cannot wait to wake up out of this coma so that I can be like, I had the best idea for a movie, and they'll be like, how on earth did you come up with that movie, James? It was genius. And I'll be like, I thought of it when I was in a coma. And they'd be like, really? You thought of the idea for Inception, which is a dream within a dream within a dream, whilst you were actually in a dream? And I'd be all like, yes. Although this idea starts to break down when you think about the logic of how that would work. Because if this really is just your imagination because you're in a coma, that means that you imagined the film Inception, but then you went to go see the film Inception within your imagination, but you actually saw the film as if you never imagined it, which implies a sort of duality of consciousness, because your coma brain, the one that's imagining stuff, kind of made an objective reality, like a matrix, for you to experience subjectively, and then invented a fake consciousness so that you could actually experience it all, and have no idea that the reality that you're living in is just a matrix created by the same imagination that's causing you to experience it in the first place. I think that I've been thinking about this too much. And that's interesting me, the concept about how do you know when you've thought about something for too long. Because some things are fine to think about for like a minute or so, but any more than that and society judges you as weird. For example, if I'm with my friends and I would say, hey, what would you rather? Would you rather dip your dick in acid or receive a blowjob from a shark? That's funny to think about for 2 minutes, but if someone were to say to me, hey, what have you been doing for the past week? And I would say, well, I've been trying to work out whether I'd sooner dip my dick in acid or get a blowjob from a shark, apparently, that just makes me weird. And it's weird that the whole acid shark thing is only acceptable to think about for a few minutes. It sort of implies that people think that the only situation in which you'd have to choose between dipping your dick in acid and receiving a blowjob from a shark would be one where you only have a few moments to decide which one you prefer. As if you're going to be walking home one day and someone jumps out of the bushes with a gun and says, hey you, dip your dick in acid or get a blowjob from this shark that I have right here. If you don't make up your mind in a few minutes, I'm going to shoot you. Like, that wouldn't happen. In fact, it couldn't happen, because how could he hold the acid, the shark, and the gun if he's only got 2 hands? It wouldn't happen. So I think that it should be perfectly acceptable to think about the idea of having your dick in acid or getting a blowjob from a shark for as long as you like. But I mean, there has to be a limit. I'd say 50 days. Any more than 50 days, and that is just weird. And by the way, I'm really sorry, but I haven't made a video in 50 days. It's just that I've been busy thinking about something really important.